In this quick video, I'm break down why you're not signing clients right now, or at least not signing clients consistently, and how to fix it. All right, so at the end of this video, you will understand why it's not working right now and exactly how to fix it if you follow this exact approach. This has worked for hundreds or thousands of people. I've really seen this work for. This is for coaches, consultants, agency. It does not matter what you are, what target market you serve. Like, you need the same exact system, the same exact approach to solve your problem. All right. So with that said, let's dive in. So there's three main phases I'm going to go over. If you follow these three phases step by step, you will at the end have a predictable system to sign clients. Again, it does not matter what your niche is. It's irrelevant. A lot of people think like they're, special because they have this certain niche of like, oh, I serve B2B, or I serve, this small group of people right here. It doesn't matter. The psychology, the statistics, the systematic approach is all the same because it's foundational. All right, you can change, we'll obviously change the wording for each niche that we work with, but that stuff is very easy to do. You need the foundation. So you need the psychology, you need the systems, you need the statistical approach. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So you have the actual skill sets to do so. So let's dive in. So first phase right here is conversions. So at this phase, you're signing clients inconsistently. So if you're watching this, you're either at the stage where you have inconsistent client acquisition, or even before the stage, phase 0, where you have nothing, no clients being signed. All right, I'm going to explain why this is happening and how to actually fix this. So why? It's all due to something that we call stimulus and response. This is the first principles of client acquisition. So I made this fancy, graphic right here. I know, very fancy. But we have stimulus plus human equals response. So this right here, I'm going to explain why this is important in a moment, why this will actually help you so much. Imagine it like this. So let's say you're driving your car and you're approaching a stoplight. And the stoplight turns red. All right, that's the stimulus. The stoplight is the stimulus. And so if the stoplight turns red, you're obviously the human in this scenario. What's your response going to be to that, that red stoplight? You're probably going to hit the brakes. If you're a law-abiding citizen, that's probably what you're going to do. All right, if you're crazy, you might gun it, you might go faster. All right, but we have stimulus, you're the human, and you have your response. All right, so when the stimulus changes, you're going to have a different response. If the light is green, if it's yellow, you have a different response typically to the stimulus. All right, so this applies to your business. This applies to acquiring clients. The stimulus in business is anything that we put in front of the humans in your niche to influence them towards becoming a client. So this could be, for example, your branding, your content, ads you're running, your landing pages, your funnel, sales script, etc. All of these things. The human is someone in your niche, and the response is the action that they take. This could be positive, negative, neutral. All right. Realize this though. Here's the fundamental truth. If you put the right stimulus in front of the right human, they will become your client, period. There's actually a combination in the universe that exists in your client, humans in your niche becoming your clients. There's a combination of variables that exist where if you just put it in front of them, they will sign up. That's how all the other companies in your exact niche are signing clients. It's because of this. They have the right stimuli. All right. So at this stage right here, we have inconsistent conversions. This is because of one of the following problems. All right. This is the reasons why right here. So number one, you could have poor performing stimuli. This means, hey, you're putting stuff out. Maybe you're creating content, you're sending messages, you're running ads, whatever you're doing. A low percentage or even 0% of humans respond positively to your stimuli. All right, that's number one. It means you have the wrong stimuli. You need to change it. All right, based on human psychology. All right, number two, you could have low volume of stimuli. So I hear this quite often as well. I talk to a lot of business owners, obviously. I'll talk to people who are, ran ads for they put $30 on ads and they turn it off and they're like, oh, it didn't work. I'm like, how much did you spend? $30. Of course, that's extremely low volume. Of course, you're not going to sign clients just based on $30 to spend. You have to be very lucky to do so. Or they tell me, oh, I sent, 40 messages. I haven't signed a client yet. Okay, you've only sent 40 messages. Low volume is another culprit here of why it might not be working. It could be a combination of these as well. So you could have obviously low volume and also stimuli that just doesn't work at all. Last one here is you're putting your stimuli in front of the wrong humans. This is more rare, but it does happen where you're just putting it in front of very unqualified individuals who are never going to buy. They don't have the purchasing power, whatever it may be. But these are the three reasons. All right, this is why you're not signing clients. It's one of these three reasons or multiple of these. So I'm going to share with you how do you actually fix this though. All right. Phase 2, predictability. So our goal here is to take you from, obviously at least phase 1 of, just conversions, inconsistent conversions or no conversions to predictability. This means you're predictably consistently signing clients. All right. Week in and week out. All right. So how do we get here? This means when you're at this phase, you found stimuli that activates positive responses from your niche consistently. All right, so you have the right stimuli now. The only way you make it to this phase is if you deploy metrics in your client acquisition system. So let me explain. What are metrics? Why are they important? Metrics are basically a measure of how well a system performs. So example, close rate is the percentage of prospects that convert from a call into a paying client. So if you have a sales call with someone, what's the percentage of people that convert from that sales call into paying you money? All right, this tells us how effective your sales system is. All right, so how we look at client acquisition, there's 5 subsystems. Like this is how we break it down. This is the actual 5 subsystems we give to all of our private clients and help them deploy these. There's attention, there's interest, there's call booked, there's call showed, and client signed. Like these are the 5 steps every single human needs to follow to actually become your paying client. And if you convert them at each stage, they become a paying client. All right, and so to like really break it down, like simply, like this is all it is. Like this is all it is to acquire clients. Like you need a stimuli for each of these, and you want metrics for each of these to tell you basically how effective the stimuli is. So we want a stimuli for attention, to convert them into interest. We want one here to convert them into call booked, and so on. And we have metrics at each stage as well to tell us, oh, this stimuli is working. This one's working. This one's broken right here. So we need to fix this. All right. And when you have metrics, you can just see what's working, what's not working very easily. And that allows you to make iterations and, again, test different stimuli and find the winning one. And when you have that, when you have metrics as well, you have predictability because you can simply run the numbers. So we have 50% here, we have 10% conversion right here, we have 40% here, we have 80% here, and so on. And so you literally just run numbers and you can reverse engineer, okay, if I want to make 10K a month, I just need to do this amount of volume. I need to spend this money on ads. I need to send this many messages. Or if I want to make 50K a month, I need to do this volume. And you simply just run numbers. This is how you get predictability. You need metrics and you need stimuli for each stage. You need to just define the variables of each stage. Like that's how we do it. That's how we scientifically do this. And again, this applies to any niche, whether it's B2B, B2C, coach, consultant, agency. Like it does not matter. Like this is the process. All right. Everyone else, every other, person out there, guru, marketing person, like most of them are really just going to try and sell you some fancy mechanism. Like, oh, here's the shiny new funnel. This is working now in 2025 and 2026. Like this is the only thing. Webinars are dead. This is dead. This doesn't work anymore. You got to do this. It's all baloney. Like it's all BS. It's all just marketing to sell you on something shiny and new. The reality is like this is what works. The fundamental things, it's stimuli and response and getting this stuff right. Because you can apply this to anything and I guarantee you it'll work. If you have the right stimuli, you can get to work on cold email, on messages, on content, on ads. Like it just works. Because it's fundamental. It's based on human psychology. All right. When you have predictability, you can easily add 10 to 30K a month to your business by simply doing more inputs. All right. Putting more converting stimuli in front of more humans. Pretty cool stuff. Last phase here is leverage. All right. Phase 3 is leverage. At this phase, you're consistently signing clients and without you having to do anything really. All right. Very cool phase to be at. All right. This means you can work on the business, not in the business. The only way you make it this phase is via automation, systems, and outsourcing. So for example, the fitness company I founded, we got to the point where I didn't lift a finger for anything. All right. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We just got to check every month and didn't have to do anything really. All right. This is maximum leverage. And so time this recording as well for my business acquisition pilot, we've done this as well. I know this only says the first 4 subsystems. We've done this with all these subsystems now. We have a sales team in place. So 100% of it is off of my plate. All right. This gives me a whole lot more leverage than someone who's at phase 2. All right. When you have leverage, it's relatively easy to scale to 100K plus months. And also you have a whole lot more time freedom. So that is the 3 phases. If you follow this, you implement this process, this is how you sign clients consistently. All right, this is stuff that matters. It doesn't matter what your niche is, who your target market is. You need to apply the foundations because that's what matters most. Stop focusing on the shiny copy and tactics and stuff. Like you need the fundamental things. Like this is what works. So that's the video. I hope this gave you some perspective and some context. If you do want to talk about becoming a private client of ours, we can just install this exact process and actually give you the shiny stimuli as well that actually works in your niche because we already tested it. Go ahead and click the link below. There's probably a link to book a call with our team here, or you can reach out to whoever you're already in contact with. All right, so we'll talk to you soon. See ya.